how is this going to end? What's happening? What's going on? Hi, welcome to the mid-year book tag. I will be talking about my best, my worst, my goals, when I cried, when I laughed, all the things. So let's get into it's kind of a small pile. We're not getting into too much. I mean, some of the books aren't on this pile. I got a list. So starting with the best book of the year so far, and that will be Garlic and the Vampire by Brie Paulson. This is a graphic novel, and I just thought it was so adorable. The drawings are really cute, really like wholesome, beautiful, and the story is also very nice. I think I wanted to finish it in one day, and the pictures are just so beautiful. I'll show you one page. It's just all these vegetables, and they have all the cute expressions, and the garlic bulb is a very anxious little girl, and I don't know, it's a very relatable, cute book. Although it is a graphic novel, and I could tell you like, oh, this is my favorite book book book, nice. But honestly, this was my favorite, so I'll put it right here so you can see it. And then I have one other book that I wanted to talk about as a favorite book. It's kind of an honorable mention. I bought this book yesterday at a graduation show. It was Minerva in Groningen, and that is a art academy. One of my old colleagues went to school there, and this was her graduation show. So she made a book, and it's an illustrated book. I think it's so good. It's about becoming an artist, kind of, and the struggles that come along with that. People telling you, like, oh, this is not a realistic job. You should go find something that actually is going to make you money, and how are you going to make it in this world? And just the stress that comes with that, and also kind of some tips on how you can deal with that, and how to keep going, and how to really go for your dreams. I think this is a very good book. Obviously it's kind of even more special to me because somebody I know has written it and illustrated it. So sometimes I recognize something, I'm like, "Oh, that's so her." Yeah, I don't know. It's very adorable. It is in Dutch. So, yeah, um I don't know how many viewers of mine are Dutch or not. So I'm sorry if this isn't really something. I also don't think you can actually buy it, but maybe you can DM her on Instagram if you want it. Her name is Emma Jongschaap. I'll put it up here, and you can follow her on Instagram and just see all the crazy, amazing artworks that she makes. But this is definitely an honorable mention of a best book because reading it, it felt so special. Then next up, we got the worst book of this year so far, and that would be When in Rome, dot, dot, dot. So it's not the really famous When in Rome. I don't know by who the author is of that one, but it's not that one. It's not the TikTok famous one. I thought it was when I bought it, but oh, that's such a stupid story, but I think I said it before. But I ordered that book thinking, oh, it has a different cover. That's cute. I like this cover better. It's a different cover because it's a different author. And yeah, I did not realize that until I got home and I put it in Goodreads and I looked at the author's name and I'm like, wait a second, that doesn't match up. And I read this book, When in Rome, dot, 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 because it was my lowest rated book on Goodreads, and that was one of the TBR jar prompts. And I understand why it was the lowest rated. It was a DNF for me, so I actually don't know if it really is that bad. I was 3 chapters in, I think, maybe 50 pages. It was just, I knew there was going to be a cheating trope, and I don't like that. And it felt like a very immature woman, and I was just really not into it. I did put it in a little free library, but then later on I thought, okay, so now I'm putting books in there that I don't like. What if nobody else likes it, and I'm just giving away stupid books? But honestly, I don't like the cheating trope, but books exist with that trope. They still make those books, so I guess somebody out there does like it, which totally fine. I'm not judging you for that. It's just that I don't like it. So I hope somebody else gets to enjoy that book. But for me, it was the worst book so far this year. Then I saw some other YouTubers doing a best and worst of continuing a series. And I wanted to do that, and then I looked at all the books I've read, and I realized I did not continue any series. So I don't have a best or worst because I didn't continue anything. Yeah, that's a bit of a reality check because I do have some series that I'm still reading, or apparently not, but trying to read. But I have a plan to continue one of the series like next week because I'm taking that book with me on my holiday. So I will be continuing series. I haven't yet. Oh, okay. And the next question was kind of the new releases that you haven't yet gotten to that you are excited about. So for me, that would be the book from Daphne Perry, I think her name is. And I was supposed to look up the name of the book, but I forgot. I think it's Starlights in Sterling or something. The first book I listened to as an audiobook and I really enjoyed it. I thought it was very good. But then I saw it in a bookstore and it was like such a big book. It was insane. So the second book released and it's also such a thick book that I think I'd rather listen to the audiobook because I don't know if I'm going to get through it otherwise. Because it's also just so heavy to hold, but it's pretty, but I don't know. I think I'm just going to continue with the audiobooks. I don't feel like it's a summer book. So maybe I will get to it after summer. Then the biggest surprise, I can go back to the pile again because that was The Vegetarian by Hank Kang. And honestly, the surprise was that I thought it was magical realism and that it's about this woman who wants to become a tree, but I thought she would actually become a tree and it would be this whole like magical experience or something. That's not what this book is about. It's basically about mental health issues. I don't really know how to describe it. It's a very weird book, and I think some people, I don't know if it's an actual genre, but some people are like weird girl literary fiction, that's a genre. If that is a genre, this is a good example of that because it's definitely weird. And that kind of surprised me. I thought it would be like kind of strange maybe, but I didn't think it'd be this strange. I thought it was very interesting and it surprised me because it wasn't what I thought it would be. Okay, then next up we've got favorite new author, and this is not a new author as in new to everyone, a debut novel, but it's new to me. So this year I've read my first Ellie Hazelwood book and it was Bride. 5 stars. 5 stars! This was a 5 star book. It was really, really good. I enjoyed it a lot. It has some spice, so yeah, I always like that. And it has a werewolf and a vampire, and I like their personalities. I thought it was very cute and fun. I don't know. I'm very excited also to get into the second book, which I didn't yet do, but I'm excited to, and I do own the book already. So the second one is called Mate. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. I think it's very good writing, and it's a 5 stars. But there's one other author that I personally hadn't read anything from. Groundbreaking, isn't it? Emily Henry. I honestly, actually, this kind of surprised me because I didn't think I was going to like it because it's such a book talk popular book. And with the Akatar books, I like them, but I feel like they're kind of overhyped a little bit. Or maybe my expectations were just too high because of the hype. But with this one, my expectations were pretty high because Emily Henry is very well known and a lot of people really like her. So I kind of expected it to be either very good or be disappointed, but it was very good. I also gave this one 5 stars. I do think that this is gonna be my favorite story from Emily Henry because I know she's written quite a lot of books and I already own 4, but this one gives like Nick and Jess from New Girl. I keep saying New Girls. It's New Girl, but it gives those vibes of that relationship kind of, and I really really like that. So I don't know if I mean I do really like her writing, but I think it was also the story that I really liked. so I don't know if the other books I'm gonna like as much. And actually, that's the same with Ellie Hazelwood, because I know that in this book she has written some spice into it, and it's also got vampires and werewolves, but I feel like her other books are more YA, so I don't think that's necessarily for me. So both of these are like the first book that I've tried by them I really, really liked, but I don't yet know if it's like a favorite author that I'm gonna like every single book, so we'll have to wait and see after I've read a few more. Then next up, we got a book that made me cry, and recently I read Atmosphere and I was crying. I did read this in one day, so I was kind of tired towards the end, and maybe I was just crying because I lacked sleep. But I don't think that was it. I honestly think the ending was so good. And the thing is, I had never read anything by Taylor Jenkins Reid before, so I mean, I assumed it would end happy ever after or whatever, but you don't know for sure because you don't yet know the author. So in the end, I was crying. I was like, will this ever, like, how is this going to end? What's happening? What's going on? So yeah, I was definitely crying like a lot. It wasn't just one little tear. No, I was bawling my eyes out. It was no, I was very emotional. And it says Atmosphere, a love story, but I thought it was like about space, and it is, but it's mostly about love. So I don't know. Side note. Now, I've still got two questions left. One of them is the prettiest cover that I bought this year, and I did not check if I bought this book this year. I think I did, but maybe it was last year. But I think this is a very pretty cover. I honestly bought it because I like the cover, and then I read what it's about, and I think it's like a queer fantasy romance. I don't know. I think it's also a standalone. I thought the cover was very cool. It's just very pretty. And honestly, yeah, to be really honest, I didn't want to take out my TBR card because I got like pillows and blankets in front of it, and I would have to move everything to take it out to look if I found anything else. And this is the first book that came to mind when I thought of a pretty cover, or Mate, because I like that it has the silver moon, but I don't know, this one is, I think, prettier. But yeah, like I said, I'm not actually sure that I bought it this year or last year. I don't know. I'm sorry. Now we've got one more question in this mid-year book tag, and it's basically how far along I am with my goals. So my goal is to read 70 books, and so far I have read 34. So, I mean, if it was 35, I'd be right in the middle. So I feel like I'm doing pretty well. Actually, I read this book, but that one is like self published 40 books or something, so it's not on Goodreads. But technically, I have read 35. So technically, I am right in the middle, right on schedule. But I do plan to read, or at least try to read more during the summer holiday. And last year I read 89. So I kind of feel like I need to get to 90. But yeah, then I really need to catch up. And honestly, I do want to read some books that are like 700 pages, or some audiobooks that are 15 hours. So I feel like it's better to just stick to the 70 and then actually get to the bigger books as well. For me, that's kind of insane. I don't know how I did it last year. Well, I think last year I listened to a lot of audiobooks and I read a lot of short books. I feel like 70 is a good number for me because that will motivate me to read more, but it will also give me a chance to read some bigger books, longer books. I say bigger, but I mean longer, but like they are bigger as well. But I think those were all the questions that I wanted to answer for the mid-year book tag. If you have any other questions that you'd like me to answer, you can leave them in the comments and I'll look through the books that I've read so far and let you know. And yeah, I hope you are getting towards your goal and enjoying reading. And you know what? It honestly, if your goal is to read 10 books and you've read 3 so far, you're doing great. That's okay. And if you really want to get to those 10 books, maybe pick up a short book. Oh, if you want to read a short book, the uh, More Days at the Morosaki Bookshop, that I really like that one. I mean, The Vegetarian is also short, but it's heavy, so it's not super easy to get to. Heartstopper, graphic novels, they are great, and if you want to get to that goal, you can read like 7 of those books. One day, one book, you got your goal right there. So, little tip from me to you: read some graphic novels. Actually, this one. If I need to recommend one book, this one. It's so cute. Okay, I'm done. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye! Oh yeah, also, if you would like to subscribe and like, that would be very nice of you. Thank you! Bye.